Self-science is about noticing how your focus shapes your experience, helping you live with more awareness and connection. At the center of it all lies the soul, your singularity, the center of you, your one and only non-emergent point. This isn't a belief system, it's not a metaphor, and it's not mysticism dressed up in poetic words. Self-science is a testable process, just not in the lab. It's tested in you. Why self-science is falsifiable? It makes testable predictions. What you focus on becomes what converges. What converges becomes what emerges. Try it. Focus on calming breath, your body relaxes, your emotions settle. Focus on worry, your thoughts race, tension rises. Shift your focus, watch what shifts in you. This is repeatable, observable, and open to anyone. It allows for disconfirmation. Let's say you focus on anger and expect peace. Focus on nothing and expect clarity. If those states don't emerge, your use of focus failed. You learn. You adjust. The method self-corrects. Like any valid framework, it works unless certain conditions aren't met. It doesn't claim to measure the soul. You're not asked to believe in the soul. You're invited to notice what happens when experience passes through a still point. Gravity can't be seen, only its effects. The soul is similar, not visible, but its effects, convergence, emergence, coherence, can be traced. Self-science is not based on blind belief, but on direct, repeatable observation of your own inner state. Like any good science, it invites testing, pattern recognition, and adaptation. What emerges in your life reflects what you offer into convergence. Focus is your tool. The soul is the still center that makes this emergence possible. Not a belief, but a point through which this process can be traced. Everything you've ever known has emerged. Your body, your thoughts, your emotions, even your sense of self, your I, has form. And everything that has form has emerged. But there is one thing that does not emerge. One thing that is not made of parts. There is a point, an unmoving center, a convergence through which all experience comes into being. You cannot see it, but you can feel what gathers around it. You can sense its gravity, the subtle pull toward wholeness. That point is your soul. The one thing in you that never changes, not something you have, but the point through which you happen. It does not act, it does not stretch or evolve, but time spirals around it. Each wave of experience flows outward, into body, into mind, into awareness, then curls back inward, through focus, through convergence, returning to the unmoving center that makes it all possible. This is not a closed circle. It is a spiral of becoming, each pass gathering more of who you are. Each return offering new coherence, new clarity, new selfhood. You are not going in circles. You are spiraling through your own becoming. Soul emergence, body, mind, consciousness, focus, convergent soul. Each time you return to the center, you are changed. Each time you emerge again, a new self unfolds. The soul is not in space or time, but space and time unfold around it. It is not a being, not even awareness. It is the point through which awareness, being, and becoming emerge. It does not move, but everything moves in relation to it. It cannot be perceived, but all perception flows through it. It is not something you look at. It is the reason you can look at all, still, silent, ever-present. Your soul is the singularity within. Emergence. The spiral of self-science isn't a one-way flow. It can begin anywhere, because everything in you has already emerged and is still emerging. Start with your breath. Start with your focus. Start with a question. Start with the tension in your chest, or something to inspire joy. Each point is already in motion, and each can return you to center. Self-science is not a path from point A to point B. It's a way of tracing the pattern of your becoming, wherever you begin. Emergence is what flows out of the soul. It is the pattern that forms when convergence becomes wholeness. Personal emergence. Your body, thoughts, emotions, identity, and awareness, these are not fixed things, but unfolding fields shaped by what converges in you. Collective emergence. Shared reality, culture, and meaning emerge from how we converge with others. Relationship is emergence through participation. Infinite emergence, God, the soul of the cosmos. Reality endlessly unfolding through all convergences. Not a finished whole, but the eternal becoming of all that is. Time, the perception of emergence. Time is not a force that flows through us. It is how we perceive the unfolding of emergence. What we call the past is what has already emerged. The future is what has not yet emerged. Thus, present is your participation in what is converging now. Time does not pass. Emergence unfolds, and the rhythm of that unfolding, within and around you, is what you feel as time. Each moment isn't a point on a line, it's a pattern forming around a center. Every whole must have a center. Your soul is that center. It does not experience time to it, through which time becomes experience. Body. The body is not just flesh. It is a living cosmos, a dynamic system of systems, nested infinitely, from muscles to molecules to motion itself. It is not a shell. It is the field of activity through which mind emerges, not from the brain alone, but from the whole structure in motion. Breath, blood, gut, tension, posture, pulse, chemical and biological reactions, electrical and magnetic interactions, hormones, and probably much more. The body is not separate from awareness. It shapes what is felt and how focus moves. Each part converges in the present, offering itself to the soul, not as a thing to possess, but as a living flow to participate in. The body is emergence in motion, matter in conversation with itself. Mind. The mind is the emergent wholeness of the body in motion, not a container, but a field, a living matrix of experience where thought, memory, feeling, and perception ripple like waves, formed by the convergence of the body's signals into coherence. Mental states are not static. They are dynamic waves in this field. They arise from the brain's activity, particles, but surpass it in meaning and structure. The mind integrates these waves into a coherent field of awareness. This field surrounds the soul, forming the space where experience becomes knowable. But the mind is not fixed. It reshapes moment by moment, guided by what is converged and what is focused. Each new configuration becomes a new self, a fresh expression of the soul's participation in the world. The mind is both part and whole. It emerges from the body, but becomes the conductor of its parts. It is the echo of coherence, shaped by focus, sculpted by will, reflecting the soul's infinite center in every wave. Consciousness. Consciousness is not a thing. It is not the soul. It is not the mind. It is not a property stored inside the brain. Consciousness is a state, an emergent phase that arises when the body is aligned within itself, and the mind is aligned with the body. In this state, awareness becomes possible. You are not just sensing, you are aware of sensing. You are not just thinking, you are present with thought. Consciousness is coherence felt through the field of the mind, a moment of clarity where experience becomes unified. It does not emerge from the brain alone, but from the whole being in harmony. The body becomes coherent, the mind becomes convergent, and through this wholeness, a singular point of experience appears. That point is not consciousness itself, it is the soul. Consciousness is the light that emerges when coherence flows through that point. It is the glow of alignment, not the source of light. To be conscious is to participate in the flow, to witness what is emerging, to choose where to focus, and to shape what comes next. It is not just awareness, it is awareness in action, offered back into the loop of becoming. Focus, convergence, and into the remaining sections. Focus is not just attention, it is direction with intent, the act of shaping experience by choosing what you bring toward convergence. At the center of your being is a singularity, a still point through which all experience becomes possible. Focus is how you direct what flows toward that center, signals from body, mind, memory, perception, or will. This flow is not passive, it is selected, chosen, participated in. What you focus on becomes what converges. What converges becomes what emerges. What emerges becomes what you live. Focus is your point of influence, not control but direction, not effort but alignment. It is the bridge between coherence and becoming. The soul does not act, but through focus, experience is shaped, not by force, but by what you allow to flow through. Convergence. While focus is a conscious choice influencing what converges, convergence is the automatic integrative action, following from that choice. Convergence is the process of connecting what is, so it can be gathered and offered to the soul. It draws together thoughts, sensations, memories, perceptions, not at random, but in alignment with your focus and your choice. What you focus on becomes what converges. What you choose to attend to becomes what reality gathers. The soul does not act, but through convergence, experience is shaped. This is how intention manifests emergence: soul, emergence, body, mind, consciousness, focus, convergence. How to practice self-science. Self-science is the art of participating in your own emergence. It begins with awareness, unfolds through focus, and reshapes the patterns of your life. Wait. Science is an art. Side story. Self-science where art meets science. At the end of my degree at the University of Toronto, I was asked to choose BA or BSc, art or science. I had double majored in philosophy and psychology, one exploring the mind through meaning, the other exploring meaning through the mind. I couldn't choose, not because I was undecided, but because my work had already begun to live at the intersection between reason and reflection, between pattern and poetry. That's what self-science is, not the science of controlling the self, but the art of participating in it. Not just analyzing experience, but creating with it. It's the space where convergence becomes insight, and emergence becomes expression. A place where you don't have to choose between art and science, because you are the point where they meet. Step 1. Return to the body. Your body is not a background. It's the field of emergence. Slow down. Breathe. Feel. Let sensation, posture, breath, and rhythm guide your attention back to the present. Step 2. Focus with intention. What you focus on becomes what converges. Choose your focus not from fear or habit, but from what you value. What would you like to bring into being? Step 3. Let convergence do its work. You don't have to force your way forward. Trust the process. As you hold focus, what matters converges around the soul. Let it gather. Then notice what begins to emerge. Step 4. Witness what emerges. Thoughts, emotions, ideas, or clarity may arise. These are not answers. They are invitations. Notice how new patterns want to form. Reflect, journal, or simply sit with what comes. Step 5. Repeat with compassion. This is not about fixing yourself. It's about discovering yourself again and again. Each loop of awareness, focus, convergence, and emergence brings you closer to wholeness. You are not here to control reality. You are here to align with it, to spiral into it, to participate in its unfolding. Fractured focus, why it happens, and how to heal it. When your focus is scattered, it's not a failure of discipline. It's a symptom of disconnectedness. In a world of noise, speed, and overstimulation, your body and mind can fall out of alignment. Focus becomes fractured when your attention is pulled in many directions without coherence. You feel foggy, reactive, distracted, or overwhelmed. In self-science, we don't treat this as a personal flaw. We treat it as a signal, a call to reconnect. Because focus is not just attention, it's the way you participate in convergence. Focus is connection. You don't focus because you are separate from things. You focus because everything is connected. You are already part of the system that is trying to come together. Focus is how you guide it. A small practice. When your focus feels fractured, sit. Breathe. Feel the body. Choose one thing to attend to. Say inwardly, this is what I offer to the soul. Let convergence gather around it. Wait for what emerges. Fractured focus is not the end of clarity. It's the beginning of your return to it. Perception, emotion, and the field of focus. You don't just see the world, you shape it. Perception is not a mirror. You are not copying reality. You are converging with it. What you see, feel, and interpret emerges from what you focus on, what's present in your body, and what you bring from memory or expectation. You never see just the world. You see the world through convergence. And that includes emotion. Emotion is not separate from perception. It is part of what shapes it. Fear narrows focus. Grief dims light. Joy expands what is seen. Hope makes new patterns possible. You don't just feel emotion. You perceive through it. This is not a flaw. It's how emergence works. But when focus gets stuck, when convergence is shaped by fear, pain, or habit, your whole perception can feel closed, distorted, or reactive. This is why self-science begins with awareness. You can't control what has already emerged, but you can choose what you focus on next, and through that choice, you help shape what the world becomes for you. Practice. perception loop check. Look around you. Ask, what am I seeing through right now? How can I reshape my lens? Is it emotion, expectation, pain, presence? Take a breath. Gently shift your focus, perhaps to how resilient you are. Say inwardly, let this be part of my perception. You don't have to force positivity. It's okay to feel what you feel. But you can offer your focus toward wholeness, not fragmentation. You are not just a witness. You are the shaping of the field. And your perception, like your emotion, emerges through participation. Biofeedback and the body's signals, using awareness to reconverge the system. Your body is always sending signals. Your breath, heart rate, posture, muscle tension, temperature. All of it is information. All of it is part of what's emerging right now. But most of the time we don't notice. We live in loops of thought, disconnected from the body's field. Self-science invites you to return, to listen, feel, and participate. Biofeedback is the practice of noticing these signals, either with the help of equipment or with your own attention. It helps you see how body, mind, and focus are linked, and how awareness can reshape what's emerging. You don't need fancy tools to begin. You just need attention. But tools can help. A heart rate monitor, a breath tracker, a neurofeedback headset, these are extensions of your own senses. Mirrors showing what your focus might be missing. When you observe your breath slowing, your tension softening, your heart rate stabilizing, you are witnessing convergence. When you notice dysregulation, tightness, shallow breath, racing heart, you are witnessing fragmentation. In both cases, awareness is the first act of return. Practice internal biofeedback. Sit quietly and focus on your breath. Notice, is it deep or shallow? Place a hand on your chest or stomach. Feel the rhythm. Ask, what is this breath telling me about what I'm converging right now? Shift focus gently, perhaps to something calming, steady, or meaningful. Notice what changes in your body. This is real-time self-science. You are not fixing your body, you're listening to it. And through that listening, you reshape the field. Every bodily signal is part of the loop. Focus changes the body changes the mind, and the mind can guide the body back to coherence. You are the loop's participant, and that participation is how you heal, regulate, and emerge. You are not a thing, you are a flow. The self is not an object. It's not a thing you have or a place you arrive. The self is the ever-changing field that forms around your soul. You are a flow of convergence and emergence. Each moment, you reshape yourself by what you focus on. Don't try to find yourself, learn to shape what you offer, and watch who you are emerge. This is self-science. Who you are is what's emerging. You are not a fixed identity. You are a living pattern, always reshaping around what converges into you. Your thoughts, emotions, beliefs, even your sense of self, all of these are emergent. If your body and mind are aligned, if your focus is clear, then something new can emerge from the soul. You are not your past, you are what is becoming, and you help shape what becomes. Self-science in everyday life. Self-science isn't just a philosophy, it's a way to navigate the moments that make up your day. From the stress of a looming deadline to the uncertainty of a tough decision, every challenge is a chance to practice convergence and shape what emerges. When you're overwhelmed, your focus scatters and your body tightens. Self-science invites you to pause, breathe, and notice. What's converging in you right now? A racing heart? A looping thought? An emotion coloring your perception? By choosing what to focus on, calm, clarity, or even curiosity, you reshape the field of your experience. In conversations, your focus shapes the shared reality. A moment of listening, a shift from judgment to understanding, can turn conflict into connection. Even in solitude, choosing to focus on what matters, your values, your breath, your resilience, helps new patterns emerge. Practice the daily convergence check. In a quiet moment or amidst chaos, pause. Notice your body. Is it tense, relaxed, heavy? Notice your mind. What thoughts or emotions are loudest? Ask, what am I converging right now? What do I want to offer to this moment? Shift your focus gently, perhaps to a single breath, a kind thought, or something you're grateful for. Let convergence do its work. Watch what emerges. Every day is a field of emergence. You don't control it, but you shape it, moment by moment, through self-science. Self from practice to participation. Self-science is more than self-reflection. It's how we meet the world. Every interaction is a convergence. Every choice helps shape what emerges between us. This isn't about being perfect. It's about being present. When tension rises, at work, in a classroom, at home, you don't need a script. You need a center. You return to your singularity. You feel what's converging: body, mind, emotion, environment. Then you choose, what do I want to offer into this moment? In difficult situations, this return matters most, not just for you, but for everyone whose emergence intersects with yours. Emergence between us. We don't just emerge alone, we emerge together. Every conversation is a convergence. Every relationship is a living field. What we focus on together shapes what emerges between us. Connection, conflict, creativity, understanding. But the emergence doesn't stop with relationships or culture. It reaches outward and inward toward the cosmos itself. When countless souls converge, reality reshapes itself. Not just psychologically, cosmologically. Black holes with their hidden singularities are convergence points so powerful they curve space and time. The Big Bang was not just a moment, it was a singularity of total convergence, through which all that we now call the universe emerged. These cosmic singularities are not unlike the soul, still, silent, unobservable, but through them, everything. When we say God is infinite emergence, we're saying that even stars and galaxies are part of this dance. The cosmos is not just matter in motion, it is emergence through convergence, from the tiniest experience between two people to the spiraling arms of a galaxy. You are not separate from this. Your singularity, your soul, participates in the same universal unfolding. And when many souls align in focus and participation, they shape what emerges, not just in life, but in reality itself. This is how love becomes structure, how intention becomes gravity, how God emerges through us. Parenting as participation, raising a child through self-science. Children are not blank slates to shape, nor problems to solve. They are living fields of emergence, growing, shifting, becoming. As a parent, you are not the sculptor of who they are. You are a participant in what is unfolding. Your focus shapes the field. Your presence becomes their center of safety, of coherence, of return. When things go wrong, a child hits, a tantrum erupts, a wall gets drawn on in silence. These are not failures. They are moments when the child's inner convergence has fractured. When too much has gathered too fast, or focus has spiraled into overwhelm. Your role is not to punish the part, but to restore the whole. Step in with presence, not panic. Hold the moment with structure, not shame. Say pause, let's breathe, something important is happening here. Speak to the field. What were you feeling before this? Let's slow down and notice what's in your body. You're not bad, you're becoming. Let's learn together. Boundaries are invitations. Structure is not about control, it is the container that helps coherence return. Boundaries are not walls, they are guides for focus. They help the child return to center when their own alignment is lost. Offer patterns that support regulation. Visual or rhythmic cues, rituals of breath, rest, reconnection, a shared language of focus and feeling. This is not behavior management, this is field stewardship. Raising a child is raising a field. A child is not raised through force, but through relationship, through the quality of your own focus, through the space you hold, through the example of your own return to center, again and again. Parenting is not about producing outcomes. It's about participating in emergence. The question is not, how do I control this child? But what kind of field am I helping create? What can I offer that helps this soul unfold into wholeness? You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be present. Let your love become structure. Let your structure become spacious. Let your focus be the gravity that helps them come home. Walking the edge of what's next. Emergence is not predictable in detail, but it's not random either. It has shape, rhythm, direction. You can sense what's forming if you listen closely. To walk with emergence is to live on the threshold, where the past meets possibility, and your focus helps shape what comes next. How do you walk with the unknown? With awareness, with prediction, not as control, but as alignment. You don't predict to lock the future down. You predict to sense where it's flowing and choose where to meet it. Focus is how you participate in that unfolding. You watch for patterns and feel their pull. You sense what's gathering before it becomes. You offer focus to what matters most, what you want to help emerge. Let the future emerge through you. The future isn't waiting somewhere else. It's forming here, through your participation. Your predictions guide your focus. Your focus shapes convergence, and what converges becomes what emerges. This is the loop of becoming. You are not just riding the wave, you are shaping the crest. Stay present. Focus wisely. Let logic and love guide your prediction, and let the mystery take form through you. Science isn't about belief, it's about testing. And self-science is no different. You don't have to take anything on faith. Try it for yourself. Notice how your body, mind, and focus are interacting right now, then shift your focus. Feel how that shift changes your body, your thoughts, your state of being. Now ask, what is at the center of that shift? Self-science points to a hypothesis. There's a point at the center of your experience, an unmoving singularity through which everything flows. Not a belief, a testable claim. You are already living the experiment. You are the field. You are not here to complete a journey, but to deepen it. You are not done. You are becoming. Focus on that. Becoming by converging the best parts of you. Becoming by aligning what matters most. This is not a task. This is not a race. This is the science of you, a practice of participation, a return to the center, again and again.